Boom shakalaka, this is by far the most shocking chart I have ever seen for Bitcoin, and I'm not joking when I say that. Today's video, we're going to talk about exactly what that is and why no one else has ever talked about this. You definitely want to stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. You know, over the time that I have been a YouTuber, I've looked at a lot of Bitcoin charts. I've looked at the Pi Cycle top indicator. I've looked at the cbbi.info charts. I've looked at the Bitcoin Rainbow price chart. And I've looked at Willy Woo's Bitcoin price prediction model charts and many, many more. But I have to say, this chart right here is the most shocking chart I have ever seen for Bitcoin, and no one has ever talked about this, at least to my knowledge. And if you find something differently, please feel free to post it down in the comments. So we're going to talk about exactly why this chart is so shocking and why you need to know this, and particularly why no one has probably talked about it before. But before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Come join us over on Twitter at @TheCryptoLove, where every day we share some of the best charts in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Push the like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes. Now, today, we are in extreme fear once again at 10. Pretty much a theme. The entire market going sideways today. Bitcoin at 33.67, Ethereum at 18.10, BNB at 304, Cardano 58 cents, XRP 40 cents, Solana $40, and Dogecoin 8 cents. And if you want to do the top coins today based on artificial intelligence and machine learning, we have XSGD, XCAD Network, KuCoin, DeepCoin, and YouCould.Coin. And you can check this out for yourself. Add some low caps for higher risk, potentially much higher reward. There's a discount link down in the description. Now, recently with Bitcoin, it appears like Bitcoin has broken out of this wedge formation, finding support on top of this wedge, potentially, we might hope, going all the way up to roughly around $40,000 or so. But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about this chart today because charts are very important. Like, for instance, the Pi Cycle top chart is a great indicator of when the top is happening. Colin Talks Crypto Bitcoin Bull Run Index, a great indicator of how confident we are that we are at the top. The Bitcoin Rainbow chart, just a very simple chart that gives you an idea of whether you should buy or whether you should sell. And right now, we are in serious accumulation and buy territory. Or Willy Woo's Bitcoin price models, which give us an idea of where Bitcoin price could potentially go. The upper bounds right now, about $250,000. And the longer it doesn't touch that, the higher that price goes. But today, we're talking about this chart right here and why this is so shocking. You know, every once in a while, I like to dicker around with some charts. And this is something that I found that I've never heard mentioned before, but it is really, really interesting. And I'm not going to talk about this 350-day, 76% crash right there and what that could mean for Bitcoin. If you want to check that out, I will post to a video right there you could watch. But what we're talking about is these numbers here in red and these numbers here in green. You see, there's something that people do where they FOMO in and they FUD out. Basically, they buy the top and they sell the bottom. Well, it turns out that selling the bottom could actually be one of the best strategies for making money. And here's why. Because you can't buy the bottom and sell the top. Very few people can do that. There are a few charts. If you follow the 2-year moving average Bitcoin chart, I'll post that right there so you can see it. If you follow that chart, buy when it says buy, sell when it says sell, yes, you can buy the bottom and sell the top. But most people don't do that. Most people buy the top when everybody's talking about it and then sell the bottom when they're scared because the price is crashing down to zero. So I was taking a look. What would happen if you were to say, just sell at the top? Like, let's say you're an expert trader and you sell the top every single time. Well, between the top here in 2011 and the one here in 2013, that was 3,526% gains. And then the top here in 2013 to the top here in 2017, that was 1,396% gains. And then the top here to the top that we had here in 2021, that was 225% gains. So on average, okay, you would get 1,715% gains, and I'll show you the numbers shortly in just a little bit. But let's say that you're beating yourself up recently because you sold the bottom again. Well, guess what? Turns out that's actually a pretty good strategy for making money in Bitcoin, as long as you stay in Bitcoin long enough, as long as you don't sell your whole position or, God forbid, get liquidated because you're trading on margin. What's wrong with you? Well, if you sell the bottom, okay? So from this bottom back here in 2011 to the bottom here in 2015, guess what? 8,066%. Okay? This bottom here in 2014 to the bottom here in 2018, 1,766%. Guess what? This bottom here in 2018 to, if we just had the bottom, roughly $28,000, well, that's 770%, meaning that on average, okay, you would gain 3,534%, which is double that what you would get from selling the tops, which is very counterintuitive. And I think this is why no one has taken a look at this and no one has actually talked about this before. But actually selling the bottom, like when you're fearful, sell half of your portfolio. Okay? You do that consistently and you will be gaining a lot. Now, these are the numbers that I wanted to take a look at just so we can see them. I'll put them up here in the top corner for you. So if you sell the tops, 1,715%. If you sell the bottoms consistently over time, that's an important part of this, 3,534%, double. But I was like, okay, we can't really trust what happened back here because that's just crazy Bitcoin way back then, the price fluctuation. So let's do an exponential moving average or a weighted average, okay? So I took these numbers that are closest, multiplied them by 10, these numbers in the middle, multiplied them by 5, these numbers all the way back here, didn't multiply them or multiply them by 1, depending upon how you want to look at it, and divided by 16, because 10 plus 5 plus 1 is 16, and we get a weighted average. Still twice as good to consistently sell the bottom as to consistently sell the top. So what's the takeaway from this? Well, the takeaway would be, first off, don't kick yourself if you sold the bottom. You're actually quite a good trader, okay? And second, get in the rhythm of doing that consistently. Like when you feel the fear, sell some of your portfolio, you know? It's good to take profits, especially if you have some profits. Now, for those of you who are watching who may have bought the top and this is your first bottom, look at this. This is a 10-year history, okay? The bottoms happen once every 4 years or so. We just recently could have had a bottom, so that means potentially, well, we may have 4 more years till the next bottom when you can sell again. Or if you're going to sell the tops, well, probably only about 3 years until that. So that's all for today's video. I did find that very, very interesting, and I think this is probably one of the most interesting things ever because everybody's like, if you sell the bottom, you're a loser. And it's like, no, actually, if we take a look at the evidence, if you sell the bottom, you're a clear winner. So that's all for today's video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Come check us out on Twitter. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.